Hello my beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. This is Face Meets Tracell YouTube channel and today we will be using a model for this look. So I hope you enjoy. First I started by prepping her skin using the Aveeno Positively Radiant Moisturizer. I love this moisturizer. It also has SPF. It is one of my favorites and it does even out your skin tone after a period of time. So I definitely would advise 10 out of 10. I would recommend you buy this. So I started grooming her eyebrows and I used my usual Sasha matte brown powder blush to fill in her brows. To clean up under the brows, as usual, I'm going in with my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 5. And I use a flat concealer brush, and this is by Carla, and this is actually one of my favorite brushes. So this is also very inexpensive, so definitely check them out. So yeah, we're just gonna blend under the brows and blend it down the eyelid so that we can start the eyeshadow process. So for the eyeshadow, we applied Rumor Base 0 all over the lid, and I will always prefer to use a white base because the colors just show up better. So I just patted this in onto the lid using the same concealer brush, and we jumped into the eyeshadow. Today's palette, I'm using the Crown Pro Fuego palette. I got this in my BoxyCharm for May, and I absolutely love this palette. It's very creamy. The look I wanted to go for today was just really soft and elegant, and this palette definitely did that. So the first shade I applied to her crease, and she has a really nice lid space, so I had a really fun time doing this look. I used this lighter shade to blend out the edges of the darker shade I would have placed in her crease. And for the soft glam look today, I wanted to do something very rose gold, and y'all will see me apply the colors to the lids later on. So now we're just gonna blend because, like I always say, blending is the key to makeup. So we're gonna take this lighter shade. This shade does have a shimmer. You're not really seeing it in the video. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna apply this shade to the brow bone so that I will have a slight highlight. And please remember to blend between the two colors, between the brow bone color and the transition color. Blend them back so that everything will be seamless. And I took the rose gold color in the palette and I applied this to the entire lid. And we're just gonna buff this in until we get the color payoff that we want. Did I mention this palette is very pigmented? I absolutely love it. As usual, I went back in with my previous shade just to blend out the colors because we don't want harsh edges on the eyes. We want it to be perfectly blended and soft. And after I blended out the edges, I went back in and I touched up the color that I thought I would have lost so that everything would be seamless. For liquid liner, I used the Sasha Cosmetics liquid eyeliner and I applied this directly to the lid. I gave her a nice wing. And to start the face, I used my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I actually really like this primer. It gives you a nice satin finish. Everything just blends into your skin when this is laid down first. And I'm just going to apply this to her entire face, make sure it's perfectly blended. And I did let it sit for a little before I applied the foundation. For foundation today, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter in the shade 420. This 420 shade is the actual shade I thought was for me. However, as you can see, I am a little darker than she is, and it looks perfect on her skin tone. It blended so well, and now we know that this is definitely not for me. I carved out the brows also using the foundation because that is just what I do now, and that's just to avoid the halo above the eyebrows. I don't know if you all hate to see it, but I surely hate to see that white line above my eyebrows. So after I carved out the brows, I used my foundation brush and I just blended it all into the skin. For concealer today, I went back to my ever trusty, my ever faithful LA Girl Pro Conceal, and this is in the shade Toffee, and I applied this using the same concealer brush that I've been using for this entire look, and I applied it under the eyes, along the bridge of the nose, her forehead, her cupid's bow, and her chin. And I did let this concealer sit also for a few seconds before I blended it out using the sponge. This is just because it gives you more coverage. To set all of this in place, I use my Sasha Cosmetics compact palette, and I use the shade Perfect Caramel, and I set all of her highlighted areas under the eyes, the forehead, the cupid's bow, the bridge of her nose, everything. I applied it to all of the places as I put concealer. And I did go back in with a lighter shade, which is Warm Beige, also from this palette, and I applied it over the Perfect Caramel shade. This will ensure that we have zero flashback because the undertone is close to her skin tone and everything will be blended perfectly. For contour today, I went in with the shade Bobby from the Crayon Case Contourzition Notebook palette. This is my shade, y'all. I love this contour palette. I've been looking for a contour palette for a really long time, and I'm really glad that I started using this. It blends effortlessly, it's very pigmented, and it's not expensive at all. 10 out of 10 would recommend. So I'm just applying her contour to all of the areas, the hollows of her cheeks, along her hairline, her chin, sorry, not her chin, her jawline, and along the sides of her nose. So I went back into the palette with the Perfect Caramel shade to clean up the contour along her nose, and I also used this shade to clean up her contour along her cheeks. For blush today, I used the BH Cosmetics 10-piece Glamorous Blush Palette, and I mixed these two shades and I applied it to the cheeks. It was the perfect color for this entire look. It really pulled everything together, and as usual, I did put a little on her nose because this is just something that I do now. It just pulls everything together. I went back in with the two shades that I used on the lid for the transition and the crease color, and I applied this to the bottom lash line. And this will complete the eyes. I did also add eyeliner. Y'all, I absolutely love how this look turned out. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This was definitely one of my faves. For highlight, I used the shade Trophy from the Contourzition Notebook palette, because you know this is also a fave. This is a banger. This entire palette is just amazing. And I used my finger and I applied the highlight to her nose, and I applied it just above her eyebrows. I hate the center forehead highlight. We all know that, and we can get so carried away with highlight sometimes. For her lips, I'm just applying some lip balm, and I use the Sasha Cosmetics Liquid Matte Lip Velvet in the shade Live It Up to line her lips, and I use the Ellen Tracy Liquid Lipstick in the shade number 12. To end it all, I used my Morphe setting spray and I applied it to her face. And for her inner corner highlight, because we just could not leave that out, we used the shade Pink Me from the Contourzition Notebook palette. Y'all, this look was just perfect. She was the best model and she looked absolutely beautiful. I really hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope to see y'all at my next one. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, comment and share. I'll see you all at the next one. Stay safe and stay sweet, my loves.